Have you ever caught yourself scrolling through Instagram or YouTube, only to look up and realize an hour has passed and you can't even remember what you were watching? It's not just you. It's not laziness or a lack of willpower. It's design. And that's exactly what the Social Dilemma wants you to understand. These platforms aren't neutral. They're engineered to capture your attention, to shape your behavior, and to keep you coming back again and again. The documentary, directed by Jeff Orlowski and streaming on Netflix, peels back the glossy surface of our favorite apps to expose something far more disturbing underneath. What looks like harmless entertainment or connection is actually a meticulously crafted system, powered by artificial intelligence and optimized for one thing: profit. But at what cost? Through a blend of real interviews and dramatized storytelling, The Social Dilemma explores how social media giants like Facebook, Google, Twitter, and Instagram use algorithms to monitor our behavior. Every like, every click, every pause, and feed us content that keeps us engaged. The more time we spend on these platforms, the more ads they can serve us. And the more ads we see, the more money they make. But we're not the customers in this model. We're the product. Former insiders from some of the most powerful tech companies in the world, Facebook, Google, Twitter, step forward in The Social Dilemma to reveal just how deep the manipulation goes. These aren't outsiders or critics. They're the very people who help design the systems we now interact with every single day. Engineers, developers, executives, people who once believed in the promise of technology, now admit that the tools they created have spiraled out of control. And what they reveal is nothing short of chilling. They explain that algorithms aren't just watching us, they're studying us. Every click, every pause, every reaction is recorded and analyzed. These systems don't just predict our behavior, they shape it. They know what keeps us hooked, what triggers an emotional response, what nudges us just enough to keep going. The end goal isn't to educate or connect, it's to maximize screen time. More time means more ads. More ads mean more money. In the process, our beliefs, our choices, even our moods are quietly being engineered, and most of us have no idea it's happening. It's not just theoretical. The film uses a fictional family to illustrate how these systems affect people in real life. We watch as a teenage boy becomes increasingly isolated, unable to focus, growing addicted to the constant drip of digital stimulation. His younger sister, desperate for validation, becomes obsessed with her online image. Their mother tries to intervene, but even she struggles to pull her family out of the digital grip. It's uncomfortable to watch because it feels so familiar. We've all lived some version of this story. What's even more alarming is that these platforms don't just influence individuals. They're reshaping entire societies from the ground up. At the heart of social media lies an algorithmic system built to prioritize one thing: engagement. But what drives engagement isn't accuracy or truth, it's emotion. And not just any emotion, but the strongest and most divisive ones: outrage, fear, and tribal loyalty. These are the reactions that keep people commenting, arguing, and scrolling. The more intense the emotional response, the more time people spend on the platform, and the more profit is generated. As users interact with content, the algorithm adapts. It shows them more of what they react to, nudging them, often without them realizing, toward increasingly extreme and polarizing views. It's like being fed a carefully curated reality, one that grows narrower, louder, and more distorted over time. Balanced perspectives and respectful debates become rarities. Instead, conspiracy theories, false claims, and sensationalist headlines flood the feed. It's not because the platforms want to spread lies. It's because lies, by design, are more engaging. This isn't a glitch in the system. It is the system. A business model that values attention over truth, profit over public good. In such an ecosystem, the most inflammatory voices rise, while calm, factual content gets lost in the noise. And when misinformation is more profitable than truth, The consequences are severe. Polarization deepens. Democracy weakens. Societies fracture. And the worst part? Most people never even realize it's happening because the manipulation is invisible yet constant. Former Facebook executive Tim Kendall says it bluntly in the film, "This is a marketplace that trades exclusively in human futures." What that means is that companies are competing to predict what you'll do next and influence that behavior in their favor. It's not just about keeping you on the platform. It's about steering your thoughts, nudging your choices, even shaping your identity. And it's working. Depression and anxiety rates are skyrocketing, especially among teens. Suicide rates have climbed. Children born after 1996 are growing up in a world where self-worth is measured in likes and views, and adults aren't immune either. Our attention spans are shrinking. Our ability to focus is deteriorating. We're more distracted, more irritable, more polarized. The film also points to real-world consequences. From the rise of political extremism to public health misinformation, the influence of these platforms is no longer just digital. It's physical, emotional, and political. Events like the storming of the US Capitol, ethnic violence in Myanmar, or vaccine hesitancy around the world all have roots in online ecosystems where false information is allowed to thrive because it drives engagement. And here's the disturbing part. The platforms know this. They know their systems are contributing to mental health crises and social instability. But changing the system would mean sacrificing profit. So they tweak around the edges, issue public statements, maybe ban a few accounts, but the core business model remains untouched. Even the people who built these platforms admit they've lost control. Several of the experts interviewed say they can't stop checking their phones. They've fallen victim to the very mechanisms they created. And if they can't break free, what hope do the rest of us have? But the social dilemma doesn't just leave viewers in a pit of despair. It offers a wake-up call. The first step is awareness, recognizing that we're being manipulated and choosing to engage more consciously. The second step is pressure, demanding that governments regulate these companies and hold them accountable. Right now, they operate largely without oversight. Their algorithms are protected as proprietary secrets. Their power is unchecked. That needs to change. The film also encourages users to take small but meaningful actions. Turn off notifications, set time limits, delete apps you don't need, follow sources that challenge your views, talk to your kids, talk to your parents, reclaim your attention one moment at a time. The point isn't to fear technology, it's to demand better. We can build platforms that respect privacy, support well-being, and serve the public good. But it won't happen unless we push for it, together. The line that stays with you after the film ends is simple but profound. If you're not paying for the product, you are the product. Every click, every swipe, every pause is being monetized. And the currency being spent isn't just data, it's our future. So what do we do with this knowledge? We begin by asking better questions. Who profits from the way things are? Who gains from keeping us scrolling, clicking, reacting? Once we realize that our attention is being bought and sold, we can start to take it back. The social dilemma doesn't claim to have every solution, but it forces us to stop pretending this isn't happening. That's its power. It holds up a mirror and shows us the invisible systems shaping our beliefs, moods, and even our choices. This film isn't just about technology. It's about control. Control over information, over behavior, over the future. But it also reminds us that we still have a choice. We can step outside the algorithm. We can question what's being shown to us. We can choose awareness over passivity. If any part of this breakdown made you pause, if you've ever felt like your phone was rewiring your brain, then hit that subscribe button. This channel is about more than just media. We're uncovering the deeper systems that shape how we think and live. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And most importantly, stay awake. Because awareness isn't just power, it's freedom.